Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're going to go ahead and review another fragrance from the house of Tom Ford. This is from Tom Ford's private blend, Tom Ford's Oud Wood. Here's the bottle. Now, one thing I want to touch on really quick before I get into it is this has actually been reformulated. Now, from the official word from the house of Tom Ford is that this fragrance is the same as the fragrance that I'm about to show you right now, and that there was no change, there was no difference between this bottle and the bottle that I just showed you, basically. But, you know, there have been reviewers who have gone through who have both of these and have reviewed them and are adamant that it has changed and there are some slight differences. So there are some fragrance reviewers out there who have done comparisons already. One that comes to mind that has done one recently, I believe, is the Lupe Experience. So if you do a search for him on YouTube, you'll see he's done the comparison for this as well. I believe 2 or 3 other people have actually done the comparison too. So that's one video you want to check out. So the point, this video is actually reviewing the vintage Oud Wood. This is the original Oud Wood. Now, Tom Ford also raised prices for this. This is the 50 milliliter. The prices for this now, 50 milliliters is going to run you about $210, not including tax, and the 100 milliliter is going to run you about $290. There's also flacons available. I did not get the price for them, but you can obviously assume they're going to be more expensive. But you know, if you're looking for it at splitting purposes, obviously the higher you go, the cheaper it is per milliliter per volume. So just keep that in mind when going through. All right. Now, this is the bottle. It is designed in the same way that most of his other private blends are. Now, when I say private blend, keep in mind that Tom Ford has 2 kind of groupings of fragrances. One of his designer side, which fragrances are generally up to like $100 or so, and his private blend side, which basically are more geared towards fragrance connoisseurs, towards people with a higher markup or a higher wallet to spend money on fragrances. So this is from the private blend. All right. With that, let's go ahead and get into the notes. The notes of this fragrance consist of oud, rosewood, cardamom, Sichuan pepper, sandalwood, vetiver, tonka bean, vanilla, and amber. Now, again, fragrance was released in 2007. The thing that I like about this fragrance, what you get from this fragrance is it's oud. It's an oud fragrance, but for any of you who have ever smelled like raw oud, oud is a very stinky wood, and that's what it's known for. It's used to, it's burnt a lot. It comes from Malaysia. There's some places in the Middle East as well. It's basically an old rotting tree. At the end of the day is what oud is, and that really is what oud kind of comes out with most fragrances. With this fragrance, not so. What Tom Ford's done with this fragrance is he turns it into a very masculine, a very sexy, very toned down type of a fragrance. A lot of the notes that are in this fragrance, for example, the pepper, the cardamom, I can get a spicy tinge to it, but it doesn't come off to me as a spicy fragrance. The vanilla and the tonka bean kind of give it this sweetness to it, but it's not a sweet fragrance. It's very masterfully done in that aspect of, you know, being very mature, very down to earth, and very up to date and kind of up there. So that's one thing to actually keep in mind with this fragrance. It's very mellow. It's a fragrance that, you know, you can kind of sit back, you can wear, and you can kind of, you know, keep in mind that it will do you absolutely just fine for, you know, those casual situations, those date situations, when you're going out. The only type of situation that I don't really feel comfortable wearing this is when it's really active. So it really has this unique type of a scent that kind of accomplishes all of that. It's definitely a gentlemanly type smell. When I spoke with a couple sales reps actually, and obviously they're out to kind of sell you the actual fragrance. But that said, one thing that they did say was that Tom Ford Oud Wood was their most popular fragrance in terms of that women like, basically. And I can kind of see where that's coming from. It comes off very masculine, very sexy, very put together, and that's what Tom Ford Oud Wood really comes off to me. Right? But the main predominant note is that oud note that is still very put together and does not come off as stinky. All right? So, spray-wise, I usually go about 3 to 5 sprays with this fragrance. The reason being I go on the higher end of sprays is that projection-wise, and I'm kind of bringing this up a little early, projection-wise, it doesn't have good projection. It actually has poor projection. Projection, it's more close to the skin. That doesn't mean that, you know, it doesn't last a long time, because the last on my skin is over 12 hours easily without fail. And it's definitely a fragrance, though, that is more close to your skin. So just keep that in mind when kind of going through things, okay? Performance-wise, it just doesn't have projection well, and that's why it kind of gets away with this, more down-to-earth scent that's not going to choke out anyone. It's probably, I think, out of most of the, or all the private blends, I would say that it's the most subdued of the darker private blends. Sorry, it's the most subdued out of the darker private blends, and you can, as a consequence, you can actually wear it year-round. Spring, fall, winter, blah, blah, blah. Though in the spring, probably want to just ease up on the sprays. But either way, fragrance that you can wear year-round for it. Now, as far as who can wear it, I would say late college and beyond. It is a little bit more of a mature fragrance, and I don't really see or feel high schoolers pulling this one off as well as an older gentleman could. I definitely think it matches an older gentleman in a suit a lot better than it does, a college kid or a younger type of a person. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Casual year-round protection though. So as with all my fragrances, I take it out, I have people smell it, kind of go through, give their opinion and take on it. And what people said for this one, 82 people liked it. Out of 100 people, 82 people liked it. The people who liked it said that it was masculine, sexy, powerful. There were 13 people who disliked it. They said that it was stinky, old man, and weak. And the people who were neutral were kind of a mix between both. But the other thing to keep in mind for this fragrance is this was actually a real hit among women. So what the sales rep said was actually correct. Women do like this scent. The one problem that you might have is they may not smell it on you unless they get close, or in a close encounter type of a situation is when they'll really finally smell it on you. But if you're kind of just walking around, it kind of creates this nice little, I guess you could say, personal scent, but it's not going to reach out and grab someone from across the room by any stretch of means. And on my skin, it kind of produces this nice little scent that I'm very comfortable with. This is another scent that you really have to try it out on your skin in order to see truly what it's actually going to be like. Don't go off of a sample, smelling on a strip. Definitely smell it on your skin, okay? As far as rating goes, I rate it a 9 out of 10. I rated a 9 out of 10 simply because this is definitely a keeper in my scent. I don't plan on selling it. It's one that has a very unique tinge. It just oozes sophistication, and at the same time it oozes very put together, and it's a very well-made fragrance for that. You can wear it to work. It's very versatile outside of the active types of situations, and I feel that it's definitely a keeper in one's fragrance so long as it agrees with your skin. Okay? So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free. Let me know. Send me a message. Leave me a note down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you have any input on the difference between the vintage version and the newer version, feel free. Let me know as well. All right? Thank you. Take care of yourselves and have a great day.